next guest this evening is a former mayor of Chicago, U.S. Congressman, and White House Chief of Staff. He's written a new book called The Nation City. Please welcome Mayor Rahm Emanuel. Welcome back, Your Honor.
I haven't seen people stand like that since the high holidays, so Yom Kippur service. That's impressive.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Now, last time you were here, you said, the Democrats fall in love. They have to fall in love with a candidate. After Nevada, is that it? Are we hitched? Are we in love with Bernie Sanders? Are the Democrats all in for him? They're swooning, a lot of enthusiastic people.
No, we're not. We got a ways to go on this.
But everybody's saying it's over. Chris Matthews has to be medicated.
Well, it's for Chris, it's covered by Blue Cross Blue Shield, so don't worry about that. No, wait.
Are you worried about Bernie? Are you? Because you're the Democratic establishment in all in a blue suit there. You are the Democratic establishment. Chief of Staff,
this is what it looks like right here.
Democratic mayor of Chicago.
Okay,
Come on.
Here's the rules that I would say. Last 100 years, 3 Democrats have won re-election for president. Franklin Roosevelt, U.S. history for 200. Franklin Roosevelt.
Yes, sure.
President Clinton.
Yep.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Okay.
They remember.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, remember a really, really good chief of staff. So here's the deal: is both of them ran with the same strategy, as did in the midterm elections of both 2006 and 2018, of an urban-suburban metropolitan coalition. Bernie's saying, forget that. Screw it. I'm going to basically there's about 70 million socialists waiting to be awoken to their inner socialists. And I would just say to you, given that our number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goal is to get rid of Donald Trump, it is really a big risk to go on a political strategy that has never been tried before. And you have 2 recent memories, both President Clinton and President Obama, who won not only their election, re-election on a similar strategy. And now we're going to throw it away and say we don't need these fickle independent voters. We're going to just do it on a base turnout. And we've had only 3 elections, and I really mean only 3. But you haven't had a sizable, exponentially increased turnout in these primaries, meaning he is not generating the type of support that he said would happen. So my view is it's too early to say it's over. He is the front runner. Welcome to the NBA. If he wins big on Super Tuesday and has a delicate run, then you have a presumptive nominee. We're not there yet.
What do you think happens tomorrow night? Because last week, everybody had the knives out for Bloomberg. Now that Bernie is going out front.
This is like nuts, okay? Bloomberg is not on the ballot. The front runner is like 3 feet over this way. You're swacking at this guy. And the guy over here, 2 years ago in Vegas, there was one of the worst mass shootings in American history. Bernie Sanders is against the assault weapon ban, was against suing had a really good NRA vote, and nobody brings the subject up. I think that's nuts. And my guess is if you don't know how to bring the subject up, you should not be the nominee, because that's political 101. And if you don't know how to do that...
And are you here tonight to kneecap Bernie Sanders?
No, you asked me...
You're sweeping the leg here,
No,
man.
but here's the thing. You have a presidential contest. You have the U.S. Senate with a good chance to take it. You have the House elections where we have a majority there. You have all the governorships, state houses up. So it's not just a presidential. This is a national election of national import.
Why do you think Bernie is leading then? Why do you think?
Because I think all the opposition is divided. 10 years ago, Steve.
Steve, yeah.
Steven.
I don't know who the Steve guy is, but go ahead, yeah.
He was my friend the other day.
Sure. Go ahead.
10 years ago, if you, 1992-96, if you won presidential election, in 2008, if you had been 3rd or 4th 3 times in a row, you'd be out. But because of the internet and all the fundraising that's going on, everybody's going to stay around the hoop thinking that this is not possible for Bernie to be there. And so you have like 4 or 5 people still on the field, and they should be by this time off the field, and then it would go one-on-one.
Who goes first? Who should leave right away?
Not for me to say. That's for the voters to say.
You're saying it. You're already saying it. What are the criteria by which someone should leave? Don't name any names.
Here's this. In presidential elections, There's only one medal. There's not gold, silver, and bronze. And so my view is, if you haven't, pretty soon, get a gold, you got to get off the dance floor.
Bernie's about revolution.
Yeah.
Obama was about change.
And
Was there
reform.
not enough change, and that's why he thinks we need a revolution?
So it's interesting you say this.
He usually is.
Yeah. You do have home court advantage here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I'll come on your talk show someday.
So what I don't want to see that. Yeah, it will not be. It's not a family-friendly talk show.
No, I've talked to you off camera.
So here's the way I look at it. There are all these forces that force Trump, and he's taken over the Republican Party. The truth is, now I personally believe the politics of reform versus revolution. I believe that's exactly what Bill Clinton, Barack Obama represented in the change. That there were forces that, given the Iraq War in 2008, they were building. President Obama, in the primary against Hillary Clinton, because of his position on the war, represented a big, significant change. And it was what the base of the party at that time, the left, said, that's good enough. Barack Obama, against the war, let's go. By 2012, Bernie Sanders wanted to primary Barack Obama. And the left was not happy with his presidency. President Obama kept what's happening now basically 10 years back. And it's now coming back both through Barack Obama and through Hillary Clinton.
Bernie wanted to primary him? How did that,
In
who
2012.
stopped that?
A lot of Democratic leaders.
Said, don't do that?
Yeah, because if you look at the history of politics, if you have a primary, you're likely to lose the general election. And so then it was scuttled. But back in 2012, Bernie was talking about primarying the president because he kept all of that back.
Is he a Democrat, in your opinion?
No, he's a Democratic socialist, as he says, but in the general election, he'll be a socialist by the time Trump and the Russians are done with it.
Do you believe that, by the way, that the Russians are helping Bernie in order to set him up against Trump?
I think the Russians, here's what I think. The Russians are all about confusion, chaos. They succeed when America is fighting against itself rather than focusing on improving its own lot.
Now, you're former White House chief of staff. Who looks like a president to you? Who up there can you imagine in the seat?
Well,
Biden?
Yeah, I mean, Joe here's what I look for. I used to say this to President Clinton. If we knew in the first year of the first term what we knew by the first year of the second term, we'd all be geniuses. The real, what I look for, have you failed and have you learned from that? Quick little piece of history. In President Kennedy's term, he had the Bay of Pigs, a total disaster. That lesson, he learned a lot, and he applied it during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Had he not had that failure and disaster, who knows what would happen in the Cuban Missile Crisis? So the question for a president is, can they learn from their failures? Not just their successes. Do they have the character, the judgment, the self-awareness? And I think a number of them have shown that in their career, but they haven't yet shown the political skill of this campaign.
Mr. Mayor, we have to take a little bit of a break.
Oh.
We'll be right back with more former Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel, everybody. Still is on.